I survived 2,500 days in this hardcore world, which is about 2,499 days more than I expected. But I have made it this far and I've built some awesome things along the way, so today it's time to start connecting them all by making a start on the main city, which is going to be packed with gatehouses, towers, buildings, taverns, breweries, blacksmiths, stables and so much more. I mean, you guys have been going crazy with requests in my comments for some time now. Plus, I need to find a way to fill in all these empty spaces. So, let's do this. Now, I'm not going to hang around here as there is a lot of work to do, so let's get straight into it. First, we need a cool entrance to the city, so let's build one at the top of this hill. I'll start with a simple stone foundation. And that's a little plain, so let's add a bit of texture for detail. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good size. But let's curve this archway instead. I mean, Minecraft already has enough squares. Yeah, that looks better. But I think we can make it look more defensive by adding some dark oak fences for the gate. And maybe some droppers down here to make it look even more fortified. Yeah, that's looking pretty defensive already. Next, I'll place some note blocks for extra detail. Then for the upper levels, I'm going to add some pillars using stripped dark oak logs, and then I'll use yellow terracotta for the walls. Maybe it'll look better if I texture them with some stripped oak logs and some oak planks, as it's looking a little bit too clean. Yeah, that looks much better. And because this is the city gate, let's finish it off with an epic roof and a bunch of details. Yeah, that looks perfect. And now we have an awesome entrance to our city. Although, we really don't have much of a city just yet, but trust me, I have a plan. And that involves filling up this entire area with buildings. But before I get carried away building, I need some backup tools to tackle large-scale projects like this, so that I don't have to keep repairing them every 2 minutes. That means we need a better XP farm to make enchanting and repairing these tools a little bit quicker. I mean, the raid farm works great, but we need something faster. And I mean much faster. Let's see. To make this work, I need to place down some endstone like this. And now if I break these, I should be in the end. Yeah, it actually worked. Well, you learn something new every day. Don't look at the Enderman, just keep walking. Okay, I think we should be safe for now, so let's grab some leaves and pillar out about 130 blocks. This should be far enough away to help increase the farm spawn rates. Actually, let's make this a little thicker, otherwise we all know where I'm going. That should do. Now we can place a chest, some hoppers, and pillar up about 43 blocks. This should be just the right height for a one-hit kill. Fingers crossed, that is. And to stop them falling into the void, let's make a bit of a chamber for them to fall through. And now that's done, let's get the endermite in place, as it can be a little bit tricky once the endermen start to spawn. For this, I just need to box in a little area like this. Place down a rail and... I forgot to rename the name tag. Hopefully I have some iron in my ender chest. Yes, I do. Let's craft an anvil then. And we'll name him Ender Mike. Don't ask why, but it sounds like Endermite, so I guess we're going with that. Now the tricky part is seeing how long it takes to spawn one. Aha, finally! Let's quickly name him and put him in a minecart. Yeah, that's the hard part done. Now we can get rid of all of these and hopefully he should be safe in there. All I need to do now is build the platform. Hey, that wasn't so hard. And looks like the Endermen are spawning already, so let's take this farm for a test drive. Well, I'd say that's working pretty well. All my tools are repaired and it only took me a few minutes. So I'd say that's way quicker than a raid farm. Seriously, this guy thinks he can mess up our spawn rates? I don't think so, buddy. So that's the XP farm all sorted, so I guess now I should make myself some backup tools. Let's grab a bunch of diamonds. Now, let's craft a bunch of pickaxes. And to be fair, I think I'll probably just fill this entire shulker with some tools. Let's add some shovels. And maybe a few axes. Then I guess I'll just fill the extra spots with some pickaxes. I mean, I do use them the most, so it makes sense. And that should be enough tools to save me running back and forth repairing them every 2 minutes. So now I just need some good enchantments. That means we need some emeralds. And I'm gonna need a whole bunch of books for this one. Luckily, I have all the trades I need from our lovely villagers. So first, I need some mending books. Okay, I think he's all maxed out. So next I'll go for some efficiency 5 books. Wow, that's pretty expensive, dude. Okay, time to change your mind and zombify your butt. Here, have a potion and a golden apple while you rethink those prices. And I think this guy wants to join his buddy too. Okay, now they're back from the dead, we should have some better prices. Well, they are improved at least, so for now I mainly want efficiency 5, unbreaking 3 and mending. What? I'm already out of levels? Man, I'm gonna need a lot more levels to enchant all these tools. At least we have the Enderman farm, I guess. Okay, 80 levels probably won't go very far, but let's give it a go. Jeez, like, that didn't even get me halfway. You know what? This would just be much quicker if I bring everything to the Enderman farm. Let's grab some shulkers, fill them with our enchanted books, and back to the end it is. Well, that wasn't painful at all. I mean, that took way longer than I cared to admit. But I should have enough enchanted tools to tackle most of my large-scale projects now, so that should make things a little bit easier. And they can all be repaired with XP now that we have mending, which is the main thing. So, now that I'm all tooled up, I guess it's time to tackle the city. But yet again, this is going to be another huge project, and like all of those big projects, they do require a stupid amount of materials. Yep, there's a lot of them, so roll out the red carpet. I guess we'll just get through these one at a time. So, let's start with some mud bricks and packed mud. And this is going to require a lot of mud, so for now, I think I'm just going to fill up all these shulkers. That should do the trick. Now I have tons of wheat from our wheat farm, so let's grab a bunch of that. And now we should be able to craft that mud into packed mud and mud bricks. And after all that work, that's 2 items off the list and so much more to go. Next up, mangrove logs, and these are an absolute pain to gather. I mean, seriously, I love the new wood, but man, I hate gathering it. Okay, several hours later and I'm finally done. Next on the list is bricks, and these are just really slow to gather from villagers in bulk, so let's grab some clay, I guess. Seriously, how does all that clay fit into one shulker? The magical world of Minecraft. Now I need a shovel without silk touch so that we can mine the clay into clay balls. And now we can smelt all the balls into bricks. Okay, that's bricks finally done now, and I've been gathering materials for about 9 hours now. And I'm not even halfway there, so let's step things up a notch. we are down to the last material, which is deep slate. Save the worst till last, why don't I? Still, we're almost there. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that took me like 20 hours. Yeah, 20 hours of gathering materials. At least I have everything I need for this project now. Well, at least I hope I have everything. Anyway, let's start with some basic terraforming. That wasn't so bad. I mean, it did take me like 4 hours, and I was using a beacon, a haste 2 beacon that is, so imagine how long that would have taken without one. And I also made a little bit of a dent in my tools, but we can repair them later as I do have plenty to keep me going for now. Anyway, we have a bit more room now that I've smoothed out most of the terrain, and I even added a little cliff. I will need to do some more terraforming when we get the castle in place, which is going to be huge by the way. It's going to cover this entire mountain. But I'll save that for another episode. For now, we have a city to build, and I want to start by transforming the entire area leading up to the gate. So let's start by finally making a build to cover our ugly entrance to the storage system. A couple of leads? I wonder where they came from. I have no idea. Let's build. It feels like it's taken me forever, but finally we have a cool building for the storage system, and I even added an interior. Now it is pretty simple, but it does a job. And I even built a bedroom upstairs. And walking through to the storage system actually looks pretty nice now, and certainly looks a lot better than seeing a big stone hole in the mountain. Although the outside still needs a little bit of work. I think I want to add a little shop just here, and maybe a few market stalls and some details just to finish off the area. Plus I still need to make a start on the actual city, and that place is going to be huge, so I really need to get a move on. At this point, I don't even know how long I spent on this episode, but we've still got a long way to go. So if you enjoy videos like this, then why not subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future content. It's free and I'll love you forever. I think this area is really starting to shape up now, and this little shop turned out great. For now, I've just turned it into a little pumpkin shop, and I also added a little sea pickle market stall, and also a little area selling some logs, which I figured could be from the tree farm. But while the area is looking pretty good, there is still one thing that is really bugging me, and that's the walkway just down here. I mean, it just looks a little plain and in need of something to make it stand out a little bit more. So I'm thinking maybe a cool little house along the water side should help finish up the area and just help it sort of not look so plain and boring, because right now there's just there's not really a lot going on. But first, let's grab some golden carrots, and now we can get to work. Okay, the build actually turned out great, but somehow I missed a few details, so let's quickly correct that. That's more like it. Now I think the area down here actually looks much better and definitely feels a bit more complete. However, the area up here still needs some detail at the back, but I think it would be easier if I get some of the buildings in around the edge first, so that way I know how much room I have to play with for the detailing. So let's make a start on the city. Now it is much easier to work when you have a plan in place, so let's make a simple layout for all the buildings to give us a bit of a better idea of where we're going. First I need some shulkers, that should be enough. Now I just need a few materials to work with, and I think we are ready, so let's get to work. So that took me a lot longer than I expected, but with the plan all in place, it's time to finally start on some buildings. Now I do want the entrance area to feel pretty open, so maybe we can have a water fountain just in front of the entrance, and then we can surround the area with a collection of larger builds. Let's start with the first building by the gate. Now I'm not sure what this build will be, but it should help us section off the main entrance area at the front. I'll start a build with a basic frame using some stripped dark oak logs. For the lower area, I think I'll go with some mud bricks and some packed mud. And for the upper walls, I decided to use one of my favourite combos of mushroom stems, smooth quartz and bone blocks. And now I just need to finish it off with a roof and some basic details just to make the building pop. Yeah, this one turned out great. And as you can see now, this now sections off the front edge of the city. My goal is to make the city only accessible by using the gates, so we will build several gates as the city progresses. Which nicely moves me on to the next build, which is going to be another gate that leads down to the industrial area. Again, sectioning off the area of the city so that the gate is the only entrance. So let's get building. While building up the city, I tried to incorporate many different blocks and colours to make each build look and feel very different. I still tried to stick to a similar theme, but used a good blend of colours so that the builds worked well together. I also tried to change up the shapes of the building to help add more variety to the city. Adding things like towers is a great way to make things feel a little bit more unique, and of course a little splash of greenery with trees and flowers adds a lot of detail, so there will be plenty of that throughout the city. Yeah, we're really starting to see a nice shape form across the front of the city now. But I would like to have some taller builds in the background so that they peak above the ones at the front, making the city look and feel a lot larger. But before I do that, I think I want to finish off the detailing outside the front of the entrance. Plus, I think this would be a great spot for a lookout tower that could later connect to the castle. I don't know why, but it just looks like a great spot for one. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome, so you know the drill, let's do this. So we've still got a lot to do, but let's take a quick walk up here just to see how the area is shaping up so far. Yeah, this area looks so cool, and I love how you run into a new build each time you kind of come around a corner. Plus the tower turned out amazing. I love this design so much. So now we can head back inside the city and start working on some more of the buildings. And I think I'm just going to continue from where I left off from the last gate and just work my way around the city square. So next I'm going to work on the stable, the blacksmith, another house at the back, and another tower just over here. But first, let's quickly see how we're doing on tools. I seem to be getting through more shovels than anything else at the moment, and I probably should repair them, but first let's see if we need any more materials. Wow, I got through all that dark oak wood? Well, that's definitely not going to be enough, so let's quickly gather a few more stacks before I start building again. Why is it so much quicker to use materials than gather them? Back to the grind, I guess. Okay, that's a whole shulker box full of dark oak. All I need now is some spruce. Seriously guys, I said leave me to work in peace, not pieces. I think it's time for another axe. Okay, and that's a whole shulker box full of spruce logs. So now I should probably head to the end and repair all my tools. Don't mind me guys, just off to see your friends. And that just about does it. We now have a whole shulker box full of shiny new tools again. So, time to put them to good use, I guess. Oh man, this place is really starting to look epic. I mean, we still have several builds to do, but it's really starting to shape up now. You get a great view as you come walking through here, and the blacksmith area has been sectioned off, which also has a cool little stable to one side, which also has some space inside, so I'll have to come up with some ideas for what to put in there a little bit later. The tower behind looks awesome and it just fits in so well with the area. So I will be adding more similar ones like this throughout the city as it grows. I mean, they really do help add variety to the roof shapes and just makes the city look even better. Just like this one on the outside. I mean, it just looks so cool and I've just got so many ideas for this place now. Next up, I want to start on this build, which I think will be a restaurant, and then this one just here, which will be another gate tower type build that will lead into the main part of the city. The area inside here is just the entrance area, so imagine how cool this area is going to look as it grows. Yeah, it's going to be pretty epic. Even from back here you can see just how much this place is starting to shape up, giving us a pretty cool city sightline. Actually, while I remember, let's take a look at our stats. Oh my god, I'm closing in on nearly 500,000 stone blocks mined. And nearly 100,000 grass blocks. Wow, I've been doing a lot of digging. Although, to be fair, it feels like I've mined millions of blocks. I've even sheared over 12,000 grass. Well, that'll probably be used by the end of the episode. Anyway, let's work on getting those next two builds in place, which should really start bringing this place together. I don't know what you guys think, but the mud bricks with the orange terracotta above, I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. Plus it adds a nice bit of colour to the place. I also detailed the back of the builds, although I'm not sure what I will build around this side just yet, so this might change a bit later. And this gate, man, I love this build so much. I mean, it's just such a cool shape, And I just love the tower at the top of the roof, it just looks so cool. So now we have 2 more builds to add, which is the brewery and the tavern, which are gonna be awesome. There is also some detailing like the garden outside here, a fountain by the entrance, and of course we need to change out the grass for our nice dirt styled pathway, something a bit like this. So there is still a lot of work to do, but let's have a look at the city from a distance again. Yeah, it just gets better every time. Man, I am so excited to get this one finished. At some point I will also be turning this area into a small village area, with lots of farmland, barns, windmills, silos, and all that kind of stuff. Plus I've got an insane castle plan to go up here, which is gonna be one of the best castle designs that I think I've done yet. Trust me, it's gonna be epic, so stay tuned. Now, let's get back and finish that city. And I'm all out of spruce wood again? All I needed to do was finish the roof and some of the detailing. Well, I guess it looks like I'm gonna have to do another last run for materials before I can finish everything off. But I have to say, it is looking great so far. I mean, there still is a lot of work to do along with the roof, so let's grab some spruce so we can get this place finished. Okay, another whole shulker box full of spruce should definitely do the trick. If it doesn't, then I guess I'll have a half-finished building because I am not gathering any more materials. No way. Not for this episode at least. I mean, this project has already taken me like 6 weeks, maybe more, and I've already gathered more materials for this project than any other project that I've built in this world so far. So yeah. Anyway, enough of me moaning. Let's build. Oh my god, just check this place out. What an insane project, but just look at the results. Man, this has to be my favourite project yet. Although, still a long way from done. But the builds look great, the garden areas look amazing, and the blacksmith area with the stable just fits in so perfectly into this little corner. Next we could probably definitely work on some of the interiors and add a few more farms, but what do you guys think?